Good morning, YouTube. I'm on the Taylor-Southgate Bridge in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's overlooking Great American Ballpark. The Cincinnati Reds have a game tonight. It's the Ohio River, where you see right there off in the distance. That's where the Licking River. That's where the Licking River meets the Ohio River from Kentucky. I don't know too much about that particular river, but definitely a very scenic view across the river. This is looking west on the Ohio River. Then of course you see the Licking River along with the boats, majestic showboat. You got riverboat there on there too as well. This is near Covington and Newport, Kentucky. I really wish I could have got a shot like this of the Great Miami River yesterday, where it empties into the Ohio River, but there was other things that blocked it, so I was not able to get it from the Ohio side of it. But maybe I can come back one day and try to get it from the Kentucky side of it. But yeah, see a few people got their boats out on the river. Wonder how deep this river actually is. I'm not gonna try and go in and find out, because it may look pretty calm right now, but the current, but there's a lot of rivers that feed into this river, many tributaries that this river is home to, because after all, it does go from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Allegheny and Monongahela meet, to form the Ohio River, all the way to the Mississippi River in Cairo, Illinois. But you could see several boats off into the distance right there. So it's definitely interesting. You can see a couple people racing their boats eastward on the Ohio River. I wish I could get on a boat and be on this river tonight, but it's all good. And you know, with all the tributaries, you know, there's so many different ways, you know, you can come into the Ohio River. Yeah, you know, with the Licking River on the other side, the Little Miami further downstream, Great Miami River on the state line. There's many options, so that makes it really wonderful when you have these options. And of course, the Ohio River, of course, would mean to Cincinnati what the Great Miami River means to the communities around Dayton, obviously Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to Louisville, Kentucky, and other major cities along the river, because of course I'm sure this is their source of drinking water. You know, down here, obviously, what else would it be? Because it's a major river. And at one point in time, this used to be Ohio's most polluted river, if you can believe that. Obviously, a lot of it, I would think, probably had a lot to do with a lot of the heavy industrial stuff that was still on the river, but still is. You still got a lot of heavy industrial stuff like power plants, cement plants, you know, various kinds of industrial stuff. And it looks like they're building something on the other side of the river, on the Kentucky side of it. I don't know what they're building there, but you can see kind of where the Great Miami River gets its, you know, gritty character from, when you see kind of a lot of the, you know, big ugly stuff that's on the Ohio River too. Although I actually made a video of this, you know earlier today, where I rode past Fifth Third Field and Paul Brown Stadium, and I talked about how for my city, Dayton, and many others, that, you know, building around their, you know, building around their, you know, sports venues and their stadiums and their colleges has been a rallying point for trying to, you know, rebuild, you know, certain parts of the city. And there's a Reds game tonight. And, you know, I had noticed this earlier, that for, now this right here, good thing these games are not in the middle of the winter, because I don't think anybody would want to get up and down this thing. I think that garage, there's a garage underneath right there, but good thing baseball is not played in the winter, because this would not be safe to be parking on a hill like that. But I had talked about earlier how, you know, of course, what I've seen at Dayton on a much smaller scale, somebody riding by on a jet ski, Dayton is very limited as to what they could do because of the size of the city. This is a much larger city, about 2 or 3 times the size of the city. He's just riding by on his jet ski. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, Cincinnati's got a lot more potential, you know, for growth being a bigger city. And, you know, I didn't do any videos of people walking around downtown today. But with the time that I was downtown, it's a lot more busier than it is in Dayton. And from what it looks like, you know, looks like their downtown here is actually doing fairly decent. I don't know how well it's doing. I'm not from here, so I can't really speak on how good that is. Of course, you guys know my thoughts on what I've seen in downtown Dayton. They want you to believe it's successful, but it's not. But it appears they're having more success, you know, down here than what they are up in Dayton. But, you know, but this place has a much higher ceiling, you know, than what my hometown of Dayton, you know, has for growth, obviously, because it's a much larger area. Oh yeah, there's somebody that's going down the Licking River right there from the Ohio River. You could kind of feel the bridge shake a little bit. It's kind of getting a little scary, because I did notice a lot of these bridges are pretty old down here and are in pretty rough shape. But I'm gonna wrap it up and start a new one.